Hey, thanks for joining me on 3 3/4 Thursday. We get to take a look at some more motorcycles I picked up for just $4 each at Five Below. So one of the great things about Five Below is that these are normally more than like $5 at Walmart if you can find them. They're usually the brand that's a little different but still made by Maisto. And then the more easier to find motorcycle place is Dollar General, but they're $5.99 there. I get these, there's so many that keep coming up at the store called Five Below. I don't know how the other guys can stay in business. I guess it's just they don't know. Five Below is looked at more as like a trendy place, not as a place to pick up really awesome toys like this. These are perfect for the 3 3/4 in my personal opinion. I'll show you some pictures or some people that I've gotten on some already. I was just playing around a little bit beforehand. And also this kinetic sand, I was like, could this be Faroid's new time chamber, or could it be like maybe for these guys? Could be. I haven't even opened this, and I doubt I will in this video because of the fact that it's probably really messy. Here's the 3 3/4. How tall is this chamber, or whatever you want to call it? It is 4 inches high, so it should fit our figures. And of course, for the rest of you and the rest of the countries, it's 10 centimeters high. So this thing right here, I do want to open it though. So let's go ahead and get into it. And I'm just trying to share some of the things that I think are great. Well, you know what? Let's go in order. I thought you have to have really long arms to be able to comfortably sit on this. But I thought I got her in a very interesting position where she's like, hey there, want to ride with me? Kind of looking position where she's just kind of sitting there holding onto the handlebar, because these handlebars do not give themselves over to action figures easily because of the brake, or the accelerator brake. Yeah, the brakes being so far part of the handlebar, making it really hard to grab onto. You know, there's no separation between the I don't know about the left handle. I do the right handle on my motorcycle when I was a kid. It was the accelerator and then brake. So on both sides, there's no separation. So you have to have really long arms to even get close to looking like it's correct. So I think that this 1/18 scale Micronauts or Micro Man figure from the 2005 era, I think is when these came out, looks really good on this. So I got her in that position. Another one that I thought, hey, he's kind of orange, is Faroid, my favorite. Now this is not my I think this is actually a reproduction. I had a question from who was it? Beta Ray Bob. I think it was like, are my O-rings from the 200? Sorry, I'm not going to redo this. The 2000 series, are mine getting bad? Good question. When I was putting on there, I didn't feel like he was wobbly at all. And I think this is a reproduction. His plastic feels a little scary. He's too shiny to be the originals, and he does not look like, I don't think he's a Palisades, which the arms make me feel like it's the Palisades toys, but I think, weren't those all rubbish? But these arms feel really scary frail. I mean, they're like dangly frail, but I think, I don't know. This one says Japan on the butt, and I don't see any other markings, and I'm pretty sure Palisades did mark theirs more carefully. But as far as the O-ring of mine, it looks pretty tight. I mean, I don't, play with this one that much, but the blue one from my childhood is my favorite one. Now he may be loose if I grabbed him. So I'm going to actually use this for this if I get to it. All right. And then I got some of the new motorcycles, which that you might be thinking, isn't this the exact same one that you just bought? No, I thought so at first too, but I was like, no, they're definitely different makes. They're different. They're same colors almost. This is a Yamaha and this is a KTM. I don't know what that is exactly. I'm sorry. I like motorcycles, but I don't sit there and go, ooh, I know Ninja and I know Harley. When I was a kid, there was either Ninjas or Harleys. Now here is a figure you may not know about. This is called Haji from Johnny Quest, the 90s cartoon that was really cool. They went to something called Cyberworld. Now I got him on this one and I was like, that looks pretty good actually. And I figured he looked better on this one than the other motorcycles. Now Haji, if you don't know, the motorcycles are just tilting over. He is about this scale. They were kids in that series, but he's 4 inches tall. I do have I think it's Reese is the clear one, and the one that looks like he's made out of pea, the yellow one. I have them as well. I don't think they made Johnny Thunder. I said Johnny Thunder. I don't think they made Johnny Quest in the Cyberworld colors, but I could be wrong. He may have came with something I never had. I had the tank mech that came with him that was really cool. So he's about 4 inches tall. Now, this thing right here I just got recently in the mail. We're talking about motorcycles and 3 3/4. It's made for Axer, and if you look at Axer, he does look like he was a motorcycle in a previous life, because if you know anything about the I don't know about the cartoon. I don't think they addressed it in the cartoon, but I think they may have addressed it in a cartoon commercial for like 30 seconds. But in the comic book, they got some kind of lagoon. I think it's is it from the Gold Lagoon? Is that where they got it from, or was it something else? Where basically they got enhanced strength, but at the sacrifice of being able to transform. So if you look at his head, it does look like the front end of a motorcycle, sort of. I mean, definitely has that flair to it. That's also looks like the front end of many motorcycles, like say that. So it looks like his head pops down into this. There's one wheel on this side and one wheel on the other, kind of like the ninja guy from not Bots Masters. What was it called? I keep wanting to say Bots Masters. The really amazing, I think it was just called Transformers Animated. It was the really weird series of Transformers. Now this thing right here, I've only started exploring it a little bit. I just got it recently. This missile doesn't seem to go anywhere. It plugs in right here, but I don't think that's what it was meant to do. This comes down, so you can put another figure riding on the side, because this sidecar does not look like a sidecar. It's more like a Sidewinder missile. So if you want a guy on the side, rolling into battle with his guns blazing, that's where you put him, and he can have the guns blazing like this side piece right there. That will fit into his hands. So you can have that put right there or right here. And then if that fails, you take this off. I'm not 100% sure because I haven't played with this so long. Put this back, and then the front folds out. And I think this is how it goes. But again, I haven't really looked online for anybody to do this. I just got this, and I just wanted to put it in this video because we're talking about motorcycles in 3 3/4, and it fits the bill. I used to would call this 1/18 scale, which it really is, but technically not 1/18, not 1/18. This is 1/18, but these guys are 1:1 ratio. This guy is probably a lot larger in real life if there was such a thing. Okay, so I know what you want to do. You want to see these motorcycles. So this is the Kawasaki. Let the good times roll. I want to put them back into the package so that whenever I put on my computer, which I have not done yet. Okay, so here's the Kawasaki from this side. This side. This is the Ninja. Okay, it's very similar to this one, but it's not the same. Here is a different Ninja. I love this Ninja because it has like those things on the side. It looks like, Wolverine's claws, sort of. So the Kawasaki Ninjas come in different types. It's not just one size fits all. So if you're collecting these, just remember that if you get 2 of the same one, who cares? I mean, they're awesome. They have a kickstand, so you can put them on your shelf, and these are falling over, but they will stand up. It's just I'm kind of in a rush and just kind of throwing them up there. So they will sit perfectly, and you can put a figure on them and have them just sitting out and hanging out like she is right there. She's just sitting out, hanging out, waiting for you to come over and talk to her. All right, they got real moving parts, like as far as the front wheel moves in unison with the steering wheel. Steering wheel, I want to say, and handlebars. This has got a nice big old thing, and they got rubber wheels, and they do go really well with your 1/18 action figures. So I highly recommend you pick these up at a Five Below, not near me, but near you. Let's look at the other one. The other one I picked up for $4. This is a KTM, which I would imagine means Kawasaki Team Motors, maybe. I know somebody in the comments is going to know more about motorcycles than I ever will, and that's completely fine. I'm not here to pretend that I know anything. I do like motorcycles. Again, I like them like they're cool. I've always thought they were cool. My dad was a motorcycle rider when I was a kid. I have many pictures. Not many, sorry about that. I have many times I would look through my photo album and see my dad with his motorcycle, and he was just his pride and joy. He would drive that thing for 4 hours every week. This is back when we lived in the middle of North Carolina, down to the beach, to be with his buddies every weekend. Yeah. Oh, another thing I forgot is it does have suspension in the back, which is extremely cool too. So they got the steering wheel, they got the kick brake, so they can sit up very easily. And you can even set your figures on them and, you know, make them look like they're just hanging out like just, you know, how back in the day they would just hang out on the side of the road, just like, hey, what's up, man? Just hanging out waiting for my girlfriend to come out of ballet class or whatever. So that's a KTM, RC, and numbers that I cannot read even with my glasses on. On this side, it's a little bit easier. It looks like it's either 390 or I don't know. You guys tell me. I'll probably find out whenever I put this on my computer. And here's the information off the back of that one. Now, the reason I want to keep them in the thing is because this number right here seems to be unique. It's not like the number for the SKUs are all the same. This number seems to be unique on all of them. That's kind of the number I use to guide me to make sure I have the... Okay, I am completely wrong. It used to be, I thought... Well, that's... I just learned something new. Let's take a look at a few more, since we're not just talking about motorcycles. We're talking about his 3 3/4 Thursday, and I don't want it to be so focused as much as I used to. Again, this is my favorite figure, Edison, as far as he's Super Edison. It's one of my favorite figures. This is, I think, Secret Breaster Arthur. I know it's Arthur's by his head. I mean, he's... it's almost like they go A, B, C, D, E, but then there's really not. There's Arthur at the beginning, and Edison's the least cool, which is my favorite. There's also Odin, which I guess would be a D. There's Walter, and then there's the one I can never remember. I think it's the Odin. I think it's the orange one. Anyway, he's normally red. If you give him more like their first colors were more like Sentai colors, like Power Rangers. He was like more like the Red Ranger. He looked more like a Green Ranger, but not the Green Ranger, because he's not the 6th one. There was only 5 back then. Speaking of Rangers, I consider her in the 1/18 scale. So she's often with my 1/18 scale. I really love the samurai looking Shinkinger. One of the things I really like about them is they have the hands that move, and they're close enough in my opinion to the 1/18 scale. She is 11 centimeters tall, and that makes her just about 4 1/4 inches tall. So she's really pushing it, and these guys would be pushing in the opposite direction. These are 3 inches tall, and they're really fun. So you know, people are all different sizes. She could be one of the basketball players. And then one of my favorite of the Palisades figures that they made, this one they actually got right, although I'm so scared every time I pick him up, I'm gonna find a crack on him, and I'm like, oh no. This is Membros. He glows in the dark. So I think he's after they fixed the mistakes. The first ones of these, if you ever find them online and they look like they're fine, I still would be very cautious about buying them, because in the package, I saw them at, what was that store called that used to sell music and what are those things called? VHS tapes. They had, I think it was FYE. Some of those stores had these on the shelves or on the pegs, and they were falling apart inside the package. Right here is a major part where they break. I'm a little bit afraid right now because his arms seem to be, I don't want to bend his arm. There's okay, on the original ones of these, there is a tube right here made of that like wetsuit material. I think it's just gotten so old it's probably become solidified, and if I twist it, I may end up breaking it. So, oof, no, I don't want to risk it. Man, that stinks. Okay, so that tube going right there, it probably has become solid and hard over time, which is weird because these guys, I think they have it inside of them too. Maybe they found a new way to make these, but they used to have a little tube goes right there because I used to take them apart and fix my old time travelers when I was a kid. But I'm pretty sure he is a reproduction made by Japan, and this is a reproduction because these were, I think, not in Japan. I don't think Microman ever had any of these aliens. This was more of a Marty Abrams concept. And the originals didn't have claw hands. I like the claw hands because we never had those when I was a kid. We just had weapon hands, and they had little things that go into a backpack on him. I know when I was a kid only the brains glowed, but I think this one in particular, the whole thing glows. All right. If nothing else, I'm sure Avian Sauvage would love to have one of these to do a blacklight test on. And of course, they have the feet that have the 5mm port, like their backs. All right, and so this is my 3 3/4 inch Thursday, but we're still got one more thing. I know you're like, well, what about that? Well, let's find out. So I bought this a while back at a place. I think this got this at Ollie's. Yep, it's Ollie's. And what was funny is I had it several months ago and I kind of forgot about it. And then when I went back up there more recently to help a family member, I stopped on the way back, plus it was my birthday, and I saw this again. I was like, wait a minute, I have one of those at home I have yet to open, so I don't know if there's something different in each one of them or if it's all the same. It's got a digging tool on this side, so I'm thinking there's something involving dirt on the inside. Now look at this. I wish it didn't have the English words on there, kinetic sand. That kind of ruins the whole effect. It looks kind of like an alien, so it's kind of cool. And look, he could use it. Now he already has his own sarcophagus, but yeah, I'm just saying. Oh, it gets even more creepier. Okay, so there's more things inside. So tools, tools. So there are different ones. So I have the Anubis one, and then there's a mummy one and a Horus one. Huh. That's it. I did not. I thought they were all the same, and I thought, well, before I buy another one, I better open mine and see if I really wanted the one I got. Oh, it's that crappy sand, and there seem to be things in it. All right, I will do this for you guys, but crap. The one time I don't have a plate around. Okay, it'll be fine. All right, so I think this stuff kind of sticks together. I'll have to aim the camera down. And you know what? I can use these as like that since there's no little plastic thingamabobs. Okay, there was a gemstone I just saw fall out. This one has a triangle thingamabob. I'm not sure what this is supposed to be. But right here is a picture of it, so it's this thing right here. I have no idea what it's for. You know, there's also little gems in there. I tried to get to that one, but it kept moving away from me. Now it's in the crevice I can't get my fingers into. So there's little gems in here as well. Like there's a blue one right here. So the ironic thing is, this is not like the sand that I have around my house, but my entire house, my entire road, everything around me is sand. So I don't really need to buy sand. That's probably why these things went on clearance, because nobody around here cares about having more sand. We got plenty of sand. All right, so there are, here's something, okay, this is one of the things I was trying to get. Oops, I just lost the gemstone again. Here's a little bird. So these are kind of cool. So it's that thing right there. So I got that thing. I got the Anubis. I thought I was gonna get the Anubis, whatever. I didn't know these were this small. So the treasures I got is the Anubis, or not Anubis, sorry. Just a bird with the crown on its head. I got the Anubis silver thing, whatever it's called. It's called a mold. And it's supposed to be a gold dip coin that you can find, but you probably won't. I probably won't have that. So I'm not gonna waste any more time trying to find it on camera for you. But if you're wondering about that, you're like, oh, that's something cool? Is that worth $3.99? Only if you like Egyptian stuff. So let's see, can he go in there? He can go in there just fine. He could probably put a few of his buddies in there. So that's something cool, and that's something I could probably use for him. And I wonder if, like, just landing completely flat, yeah, he fits completely flat inside of this thing too. So if you wanted to use this part and not that part in a diorama, although that kind of, you know, it does ruin the whole effect. So, but you could be saying, oh, look, it's ancient caliform. All right, well, thanks for watching for 3 3/4 Thursday. I just wanted to share a few more 3 3/4 things with you, not just motorcycles, but some other things as well, and just to see how you guys are enjoying your 3 3/4 collection. Have you added anything new? There's something coming soon. I can't wait to get here. It's something about, like, it's all a bunch of girls and they're 3 3/4 inch figures, and Gogitron shared it with us, and Wilhelm joined. He jumped on it and got some, and I bought the one that had the lunchbox and 7 figures. So when that comes, that video may break before this one, because I'm trying not to bunch things up, because I might have a crisis and then I won't have anything on the air for a month. All right, have a great day.